Imagine a perfectly ordinary day on our planet. The morning commute is underway. Birds are singing in the trees. Maybe you even have your favorite cup of coffee in your hand as you drive to work. Then deep within outer space, it vanishes. The sun, gone without a trace. What would happen to Earth? What would life be like without the sun? Well, today on Pocket Astronomy Facts and our Questions About the Cosmos series, we'll find out exactly what would happen to Earth if the sun disappeared. As you know, the sun is the center of everything in our solar system, literally. As the third planet from the sun, Earth sits in what astronomers call the habitable zone, the Goldilocks distance where atmospheres can still form. Liquid water is maintainable, and shifting seasons are possible. Even though we see the sun shining brightly in the sky every day, it actually takes the light from the sun quite a bit of time to get here. Specifically, it takes about 8 minutes and 20 seconds for the sun's light to reach Earth. So if the sun were to suddenly disappear, for those first 8 minutes, our world would actually continue on as if nothing is wrong. The last photons, the final particles of light ever to be emitted by our star, would have already been in transit to us, as we continue living blissfully unaware. But once those 8 minutes are up, total and complete darkness would fall, plunging the planet into pitch-black night across all regions simultaneously. Once the sun disappears, the entire sky would be the darkest you'd ever seen it. Even the moon would no longer be visible and would instead be hiding in the darkness. But the disappearance of light wouldn't be our only trouble, as the Earth would also change its direction in space. With no sun to orbit, the Earth would stop feeling its gravitational pull. The Earth would no longer have anything to travel around, and instead would continue moving tangentially in a straight line through space at, according to Newton's first law, about 30 kilometers a second. Depending on where the remaining planets in our solar system are, we could just as easily bypass the gravitational pull of our larger gas giants like Jupiter or Saturn and continue traveling out into space completely alone. With no solar source to heat our planet, the temperature would start dropping fast. Within the first week, average global surface temperature would drop below -17 degrees Celsius, and after a year, the temperature would drop all the way down to -73 degrees Celsius, or -100 degrees Fahrenheit. At that drastic temperature, the atmosphere would condense and the oceans would start freezing from the surface downward, eventually leaving a thick ice shell on the planet, with the only remaining liquid water being preserved much deeper down below due to leftover geothermal heat. These realities alone would drastically warp life on the surface of Earth all over, as many ecosystems collapse under the sheer cold and lack of solar energy. Because of that lack of solar energy, photosynthesis would stop immediately, causing plants to die within days or weeks at most. Oxygen levels would slowly decline as respiration and decay continue. Without solar heating, even air circulation would stagnate. Weather systems would cease to exist, and atmospheric gases would begin to liquefy or freeze over time. Suffice it to say, this apocalyptic catastrophe would make it impossible for humans to continue living on the surface of the planet. Human beings would see a massive drop in population and would be on the very edge of complete and total extinction. The only semblance of hope for life to exist would be for radical restructuring of deeper layers within the Earth. Human survival would completely depend on artificial energy sources in sealed habitats, interacting with deep-sea hydrothermal vent ecosystems, or subsurface microbial colonies heated by the Earth's core. Everything from food, light, and even air would have to have some artificial manufacturing behind it, as the remaining humans cling to life deep within the Earth's layers. Over millennia, Earth would continue to drift as a frozen rogue planet through interstellar space. Eventually, in the far future, even the geothermal heat within the Earth's core will subside, leaving the planet as nothing more than a gigantic frozen rock drifting through the pitch-black darkness of space, a sad ending for our beloved Earth and humans as a species. The good news is, the sun doesn't show any signs of disappearing anytime soon and will be warming us and the Earth for the next several million years. So for now, let's all enjoy its warmth and be thankful for all it does for us, because life on Earth certainly wouldn't be possible without it. Thanks for watching this episode of our Questions About the Cosmos series. Subscribe to the channel if you're a casual fan of astronomy, as we have tons of content for you to check out and even more things in the universe waiting for you to explore. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you in the next video.